the absolute simplest way of training chest would be to just do one chest exercise or one compound pressing / pushing movement. That could be a push-up. That's probably the most accessible one. That's the one I do personally. Bench press, any dumbbell press, any sort of machine press. All these do pretty much the same things. They train the same muscles. Pick any one of these. Hit 10 to 20 sets a week. That seems, from current research, from what I know, to be the ideal rep range. You can obviously go above this, but going above this is not going to give you that much better gains. It's very much a case of diminishing returns, but going below this amount of volume can also be problematic, and you won't obtain the optimal amount of muscle growth you otherwise could. You could absolutely just train once a week and just bang out like 10 hard sets of push-ups or whatever, but training twice a week seems to be ideal for muscle growth. So at least twice a week, I guess. But you could do once a week. The amount of reps you do for these exercises do not really matter. So whether you do 5 or 25, all that matters is that you train to failure. You do hard sets. You push yourself to a point where you almost can't go any harder. That's what you want, no matter which rep range you train in. Like if you do 10 reps, but it's not hard, that set is not going to be very effective for you. But if you do 25 reps and those last reps are hard, that's going to be an effective set. So the rep range doesn't matter. The important thing is to train to failure and to progressively overload over time as you get stronger. So progressively overload, you either add weight reps sets, or if you're doing push-ups in this case, you do a harder variation. So you do archer push-ups, or at the end of the day, maybe one-arm push-ups or the like. And you get stronger by just doing the exercise consistently for a long time. So just pick this one exercise, do as described earlier, consistently for a long time. And in that way, you'll build a massive chest. And then you got to make sure to actually sustain your growth by eating enough protein so you get enough building blocks in to actually build muscle, as well as calories, so you have enough excess energy to sustain muscle growth, right? And then it's like, well, what about variation? Doing different variations of the exercise or doing different exercises altogether for the chest will not make your chest grow more. What it will do, though, is to build your chest more completely in all the different regions, I suppose. So if you do incline, you're obviously going to target the upper fibers a little more, decline the lower fibers, I suppose. But this is nitpicky, and I don't really know how big a difference it will make at the end of the day. And the truth is, the way your chest will ultimately look, like how it inserts on your body, how well to training your chest response, etc., is all determined by your genetics. Some people, like myself, their chest just responds amazingly to training and it just grows for some reason, whereas other people just have a stubborn chest, and you just gotta give it more time, I suppose, or maybe a little more volume. But again, it's a case of diminishing returns here. This is really the absolute simplest way of training chest, and it's just as effective as any other way. And the reason most people do all sorts of different chest exercises, etc., is because most other people do so, and that also works. It's just far more complicated, but this is going to give you the same results. Your muscles only knows stimulus. They don't know what kind of exercise you're doing. You just want to give your chest stimulus for growth, which you do by training to failure. It doesn't matter how, and then progressively overloading over time. That's by far the two most important factors, and ideally just all you focus on. That's also all I have ever focused on personally. I have just done push-ups, and people don't believe me, but I don't understand why. The push-up is a great exercise. It trains your entire chest, and if you just do them to failure and you progressively overload, so you add weight, I don't know, via a weight vest perhaps over time as you get stronger, is one of the best exercises out there for chest. But you can do any exercise, as I explained earlier, and you just gotta pick the one which you like the most and that you can stay consistent with over a long period of time. That's really key.